Imagine that your life began roughly 300,000 years ago as one of the planet's first humans. At this time, you live in Africa, near modern-day Morocco, and your life isn't too different from that of your hominid parents. You make crude tools, hunt, and gather food and materials until, eventually, you perish. But this is only the beginning, because after dying, you travel back in time to be reincarnated as the second human ever to live. While you don't remember your former life, your previous actions affect you nonetheless. And after dying once more, you return as the third person, then the fourth, the fifth, and so on, living the lives of every single human that's ever walked the earth. Strung end to end, these lives last almost 4 trillion years. Since you only recall the life you're currently living, your psyche doesn't carry the entire weight of human history. However, each of your lifetimes still has a profound impact on your future selves. Sometimes your influence on the world is obvious, but these major historical figures only account for a tiny fraction of your experience. Instead, your existence consists mostly of ordinary lives, filled with everyday tasks like eating, laughing, working, and worrying. For approximately 1/10 of your 4 trillion years, you're a hunter-gatherer. For 60%, you're an agriculturalist, developing tools and techniques which you employ over roughly 800 billion years of working on farms. Across your lifetimes, you spend 1.5 billion years having sex and another 250 million years giving birth. In total, 20% of your existence is spent raising children, to whom you impart a variety of cultural values that influence the trajectory of generations. In some lives, you shatter those cultures through invasion and imperialism. In others, you suffer as your lands and loved ones are taken away. In over 1% of lives, you're afflicted with malaria or smallpox, while in others, you treat these conditions, saving countless versions of yourself. In humanity's early days, the average lifespan is fairly short. There are fewer lives to live, and your influence is usually limited to people physically near you. But as humans survive longer on average and Earth's population grows, you start to spend more time reliving the same action-packed years. A full third of your existence comes after 1200 CE, and a quarter of it takes place after 1750. At this point, technology and society start changing faster than ever. You invent steam engines, configure factories, and generate electricity, which power the daily machinery of all of your later lives. You live through revolutions in science, the deadliest wars in history, and dramatic environmental destruction. On average, each new life lasts longer, but the pace of your existence keeps accelerating. Conversations that previously took months to unfold now happen in minutes. Business ventures that you built over generations transform overnight. You enjoy luxuries you never could have sampled before, even in your past lives as kings and queens. After living over 100 billion lives, you're finally reborn as the youngest person alive today. But despite living through 300,000 years of human history, your actions have more impact today than 99% of your past lives. High-speed air travel allows you to carry contagions and cures across an ocean in hours, and the internet makes your personal sphere of influence global, allowing you to collaborate with anyone, anywhere, without even leaving your home. In recent lives, you've invented tools to rewrite the genes of living organisms, permanently altering their future generations. And in this life, you might create even more technologies that make the world safer, kinder, and more equitable for countless future lives. However, one careless invention could just as easily be catastrophic. Between nuclear weapons, lab leaks, climate change, and other existential threats, humanity's risk of inducing our own extinction has never been higher. In this fast-paced, interconnected world, it's frighteningly easy to undo all of humanity's progress, or potentially cut short all your possible futures. There's no way to know what will happen next, but what's clear is that your potential is limitless. So how will you spend this life? And what can you do to work towards a better future for all your lives to come?
What time is it? Okay, so it was a Tuesday morning when I received what I like to call a wake-up call. Hello? Who's that? That was a bit weird. Wait, where am I? What did meaning mean? Meaning. Wait, I need to find the meaning. Maybe that's something I can find in here. Maybe here? Maybe here? Things have no meaning these days. Like when my office chair mysteriously caught on fire. Or when I couldn't leave the house because I had no door handle. Some say that time is relative. In Einstein's theory of relativity, time dilation describes a difference of elapsed time between two events, as measured by observers that are either moving relative to each other or differently, depending on their proximity to a gravitational mass. That doesn't mean much, does it? Who is this guy anyway? Whoop, hello. Okay, this might be helpful. Meaning. What something represents or expresses. To have an intended purpose or importance or value. Something that can be used to describe a situation or an event that is good. Although it is not everything you had hoped for. Life has no meaning.
You right, mate?
Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in a world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it.
For every girl who dreams big, there's a princess to show her it's possible.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could be the hero, you get the gold, breaking all the records you thought never could be broke.
Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You never gonna know if you never even try.
Do it for your country, do it for your name.
But there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you burn with the burst flame. You're living on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the king, hanging on your chest. You can be a general, you can be the world. You can be a champion. Standing in the Hall of Fame.
Dream big, princess.
I felt like the king of the world. Could walk out the door and I terrified people. Makes you feel alive. You think things are always going to stay the same and then one day, boom. 25 million hits in 2 days. The once King Rex. Well, I became a laughing stock. I lost the lust for life that I had. I just couldn't go out anymore. My friends try to help. They suggest a sport, you know, healthy body, healthy mind, but it wasn't the case for me. All I wanted to do was stay in bed. And one day, I'm walking along this road and there it is. Piloted driving. It's quite hard to convey the feelings that one has. Magic is the feeling I had. It was absolute magic. It completed me. And I really got that sense of, I'm back.
What is happening?
Everything changed.
It's rough.
I mean, I guess the high point is kind of having to completely alter how I make things again.
When you're raising that fist up to show solidarity, it means a lot.
Where's my cover art?
Just keep creating. That makes me feel better.
And I, the Earth, rotates once every 24 hours so that everyone on my planet can have day and night. Because I am the brightest star in the center of our solar system.
Neil, this is the sun's line. You're playing the Earth, remember?
Yeah, but the sun's lines are so cool, Mama. Can I play the sun?
But you chose to play the Earth, right? And the Earth is cool too. It's blue, just like you.
But Mama, why am I blue?
You're blue like I'm purple and Grandpa is pink?
But why are we all so different?
Well, okay. Come, let's make dinner.
What's for dinner?
Curry. What do you see? Nothing, right? Because in the beginning, everything was dark.
How dark?
Dark, like when you close your eyes? And if it wasn't so dark, how could we see the stars? And from all the different planets in the universe, the Earth is a very special one.
Why?
'Cause I like it.
Mama!
Okay, well, Earth has life. And look what we have. Plants, tall trees, animals, people, all so different. So many languages and food. What's not to like?
But why? I don't get it.
Okay, first, why don't you get me veggies from the fridge?
Sure. What should I take?
So, I need some onions, potatoes, carrots, turnips.
Ew, but I hate turnips. Tomatoes are better. Can I get tomatoes instead?
But I love turnips, and it's a part of the curry, just like the tomatoes. If you're gonna be so picky, you're gonna miss out on some amazing food.
Hey, do you want a turnip? Yeah, I don't like turnips either. Here, have a tomato then. No? Really? But tomatoes are good too. You don't want to try?
Can you give me the veggies?
Ah, okay. Mama, why don't some people like tomatoes? They're so nice and sweet.
Just like the turnips?
Really?
Yes.
Achoo!
Bless you. They become sweet and delicious when they're cooked with other ingredients. Every ingredient brings its own unique flavor to the dish. Like the tomato makes the curry tangy, and the turmeric makes everything golden, and the paprika spices it up. And all those flavors come together to make the curry delicious.
What's that crackling?
Oh, it's the heat. It's making everything sizzle.
But it's making so much noise.
The heat is pushing the ingredients to react to one another. Mixing isn't always easy.
Is it burning?
Oh, Neil, you're too close. Careful.
Ow!
Are you okay? It's okay. It's just a drop of oil. It happens. It happens to me too, you know.
Mama, are you crying?
It's the onion.
Me too.
Okay, come on. Let's finish the curry.
It smells nice.
We have to keep on stirring it and mixing it until everyone gets along.
You're talking about the veggies, right?
Well, what do you think? Let's eat?
Yes, sure. Oh, the turnip tastes so good. What's for dessert?
Here's a story on how strange is life with its changes, and it happened not long ago. On a high mountain plain where the sagebrush arranges a playground south of the snow, lived a lamb with a coat of remarkable sheen. It would glint in the sunlight all sparkly and clean, such a source of great pride that it caused him to preen. And he'd break out in high step and dance. He would dance for his neighbors across the way. I must say that they found his dancing enhancing, for they'd also join in the play. Then one day, a boundin' up the slope came a great American jackalope. This sage of the sage, this rare hair of hope, caused to pause and check out the lamb. Hey kid, why the mope?
Well, I used to be something all covered with fluff, and I'd dance in the sunlight and show off my stuff. Then they hauled me away in a manner quite rough and shared me and dumped me back here in the buff. And if that's not enough, now my friends all laugh at me, 'cause they think I look ridiculous, funny, and pink.
Pink? Pink? Well, what's wrong with pink? Seems you got a pink kink in your think. Doesn't matter what color, well, that gets nope. Be it pink, purple, or heliotrope. Now, sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. When you find that you're down, well, just look around. You still got a body, good legs and fine feet. Get your head in the right place and hey, you're complete. Now, as for the dancing, you can do more. You can reach great heights. In fact, you can soar. You just get a leg up and you slap it on down, and you'll find you're up in what's called a bound, bound, bound and rebound, bound, and you're up right next to the sky, and I think you can do it if you give it a try. First get a leg up, slap it on down. So every year, long about May, they'd load him up and they'd haul him away, and they'd shape him and dump him all naked and bare. He learned to live with it. He didn't care. He just bound and rebound. Now in this world of ups and downs, so nice to know there are jackalopes around.
When we hear tech hub or startup culture, we think of the Bay Area's Silicon Valley. There's a reason for that. It is the world's highest concentration of tech companies and takes home more than half of the U.S.'s venture capital funding. But in the last decade, almost 100 Silicon cities have popped up worldwide. These hubs are set to innovate in unexpected ways, thanks to a little thing called leapfrogging. It's the idea that developing nations can quickly adopt new technology. One of the most impressive cases of leapfrogging is happening in Kenya's Silicon Savannah. The first big step was mobile phones. Landline phones were never widespread in Kenya. The infrastructure didn't support it.
Hello?
Younger generations were raised on cell phones, and now most of the country is mobile first. Meanwhile, the US is still phasing out obsolete landline tech. African businesses are now starting in the cloud, leapfrogging physical servers altogether. When VMware teamed up with startup Node Africa to bring cloud systems to Kenya, they saw an opportunity to help build companies cloud first and take advantage of a natively digital user base. In just 2 years, 65 African businesses have used Node as their jumping-off point into the cloud. And they're leaving their mark on the Kenyan tech world. One standout partnership has been with IntelliPro and the EAFF. Together, they've built a cloud-first mobile platform that's improving the financial security of Kenya's farmers. That's a big deal since agriculture employs almost 3/4 of the continent's workforce. Historically, small, individually owned farms in East Africa haven't been able to qualify for loans or insurance. Now thousands of EAFF farmers are using IntelliPro's program to pool resources, track crop productivity, and secure financial support. Node and IntelliPro's ambitions, all built on VMware's cloud infrastructure, don't stop there.
The intention is not just to, collect data from farmers, but be able to, from an aggregated viewpoint, give them back insights to help improve their productivity.
Kenya's leap into cloud-first innovation isn't just changing long-held ways of life for small farmers. It's giving rise to a major tech scene. With the opportunity for cloud-first innovation, incubation hubs and grassroots programs are popping up across the country, with the goal of solving high-stakes local issues.
People used to just sit in, cafes, type away, never knowing who else is, working on the same problem or where they could get the support from.
Add to that support from the government and investments from local entrepreneurs, and it all starts to look like the ingredients for the next big thing. When digital infrastructure becomes available and leapfrogging takes place, a culture of innovation grows. And in Kenya, a hub that could one day rival Northern California.
Look at you. All of you. Even you. Dreaming up your biggest ideas yet. Designing your world. And building it too. Baking, shaping, and shaking it. Sewing and mowing. Coding and creating it. If you're sometimes overwhelmed by an often overwhelming world, know that your ideas will flow again. You'll pick yourself up and go again. Who you're meant to be, you'll be. Because you're never gonna stop, and neither will we.
When we look at the world, we see an opportunity to create a sustainable connection with our planet. Reimagining aviation for the future of our skies. Repurposing technology in bold new ways we never thought possible. With the industrial internet, we've given wind turbines a brain and a voice. So a simple breeze can be more powerful than ever. We've discovered that heavy hauling locomotives can do more with less energy. We're seeing to it that wastewater isn't wasted, but that it's given new life again and again. And we're making sure that a streetlight roots itself in the earth beneath it. This is proof that when industry, innovation, and intelligent technology are applied to the vast environmental challenges we face as a planet, not only will industry thrive, but it will thrive in harmony with nature. Here's to the future of Ecoimagination.
score fire.
5 laps, 10 sprints. Wow.
Yes, right on time. No worries.
Okay, lunchtime. Everyone outside.
Oh man, my lunch.
You're saying, right? You know, I don't think I'm going to eat all of this. You want it? Yeah. Okay, then. It's yours. If you can beat him in a race.
Race? Him?
Come on, just from here to that tree.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, okay. Here's your lunch track star. You know you're good, but if you want to be great, you're gonna have to take this more seriously.
Here comes the teenage sensation Usain Bolt speeding down the stretch. Oh my God, look at this kid!
Usain Bolt is on his way. The other men are trying to follow as best they can. Nobody.
This youngster is absolutely incredible. To the finish line.
What's the matter, you saying?
What if I don't win?
What if you don't win? Since when did you become so serious, boy?
Don't make me go there, Mama, please.
Look at yourself, you saying. You're worried about the big race. Worried about the big crowd out there. So many worries on your mind that you forgot which shoe goes on which foot. Maybe you forgot who you are too. The boy I know has no worries, because all worries ever do is weigh you down. You saying you have to remember, you can always go faster when you keep it light. You see?
Okay. No worries, Mama.
When you're trying to solve a problem, sometimes the best thing to do is look at it through the eyes of a kid. Well, there's this nice kid, Logan, and he's really into cars. But not because they're fast, big, loud, and shoot flames. In Logan's world, cars were slow. I'm talking Betty White in ankle weights slow.
You know what? For the last half-century, we've built cities around cars. No one even thought about the economic, environmental, and social problems they were going to cause in the future.
So there's this other nice kid, John Z. No, not that kid. Yeah, this little dude. He's a real people person, always trying to bring people together. But he's thinking,
When we're shut off in our cars, we're shut off from each other. We weren't meant to live stuck on highways in zombie mode. Yeah. What if we could create the next form of transportation? Something that can solve some of the big issues while connecting people on the way.
These kids got to work, researching all types of public transportation. Ferries, buses, trains, all kinds of trains. And while all these inventions held incredible promise, everything was stuck on a fixed route. So they started thinking, how might people create their own network with their own vehicles? The way combis work in Zimbabwe, a network of private cars for everyone that can go anywhere.
Maybe we could put the power of sharing rides directly into people's hands. Drivers with spare seats should be able to share them, make extra money, get paid on their own terms. One little tap should get passengers a friendly ride, door to door, and help reduce environmental impact. And we'll give out giant pink mustaches for the front of every car.
Whoa, cowboy. I think you need to take care of some personal grooming. That's better. So in 2012, these two transportation-obsessed little freaks started Lyft, the very first peer-to-peer ride-sharing community. And right away, people started to join the revolution, sharing music, stories, dad jokes, hair tips, peaceful contemplation. Artists were driving to support their dreams. Students were using the app to get to school and to pay for school. We had sandwich makers and sushi chefs, lawyers and lesbians, astronauts and Democrats and Republicans, walk of shamers. Hey, good for you. A ride for every reason, for everyone. Their idea caught on as far as the eye could see, and cities began to reshape themselves for a new generation. Access to affordable rides made distances smaller. Car ownership became obsolete. Shared vehicles breezed through greener spaces faster than ever before. And honking became strictly reserved for saying hello. You know what? Kids do love cars. And in the not-so-distant future, there's going to be another couple crazy kids connecting in the back of a Lyft, thinking up the next big idea that changes the world. That would be pretty cool.
I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress don't speak as loud as my heart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. I'm going back to the start.
Tom's didn't start with the idea for a shoe. In fact, it was the absence of a shoe that started it all.
Argentina was beautiful. The music, the colors, the food, the people. But as soon as I left the city, I noticed this need. I knew nothing about shoes and very little about giving. But I had a simple idea. What if a for-profit shoe company used giving as its business model? One where for every pair of shoes sold, a new pair would be given to a child in need. One for one. They'd be shoes for a better tomorrow. Tomorrow shoes. So I called them Toms.
I remember boxing some of the first Toms at Blake's apartment. We sold 10,000 pairs that first summer, so we gave away 10,000 pairs. 10,000 pairs that protected children from disease and infection, that completed the school uniform, helping increase enrollment.
We gave repeatedly, going back time and time again to the same communities, watching the kids grow up with Toms on their feet. 10,000 became 1 million, 2 million. A spontaneous response to a simple need had evolved into something much bigger than we had expected.
We were learning to give by giving, and we were getting some of it wrong. The criticism made us take a closer look at what we were doing, and this led us to a realization. One for One wasn't a corporate policy. It was a movement. We weren't a shoe company at all. We were a giving company, and this changed everything.
I was hired to grow the giving department. Now we have an entire team of people devoted to learning how to give better, to take feedback we had received, and to do more. We designed new giving products, winter boots for colder climates, sneakers for play in our city streets. We evolved from just providing aid to supporting economic development. We partnered with factories in Kenya, India, Ethiopia, hired artists to hand paint shoes in Haiti, and made a commitment to produce 1/3 of our giving shoes in local markets.
We work with local NGOs to deliver shoes right up to the last mile. But we saw that the communities needed more. They needed wells, prenatal care. There was malnutrition, devastating diseases caused by shoelessness. So we dedicated a percentage of our sales to help and took on podoconiosis as a personal cause, funding clinics devoted to eradicating the disease.
And then we saw another need.
We took our learnings from giving shoes and applied them to sight. It was a new way of looking at one for one, not just giving a product, but helping restore sight. Through surgery, medical treatment, and prescription glasses, it's about pairing one person making a purchase with one person in need. It's about a simple transaction changing a life. This is what One for One is about.
And the future of One for One is about more than giving. It's about changing the way business is done around the world.
Tom's didn't start with the idea for a shoe. In fact, it was the absence of a shoe that started it all.
The butterfly effect. How one seemingly small action can lead to significant and lasting change. This year we want you to be the butterfly and to make a big difference through small everyday actions, like challenge gender roles at work, support women-owned businesses, be a mentor to a woman or a girl, or both, call trans women women. If you see a woman trying to get her voice heard in a meeting, ask her opinion. Don't talk about working mothers, talk about working parents. Call women's sport, sport. Read books to children and try swapping the genders. Go to watch films directed by women. Gender balance your bookshelves. How much of what you read, watch, or play was made by women? Over the next year, let's shake things up, break the bias. What will you do differently? If we all take action, imagine how we could change things. Think how good that could be. Be the butterfly.
Why, when things seem to go well, suddenly, without warning, they stop working? Questions. Questions that rarely have answers. And all they do is increase the uncertainty. How much does luck have to do in all this? But actually, in a second, everything can change. Is it true when they say that if a door is closed, a window opens? Life, at times, seems to be driving itself. It turns, changes pace. How much do we really influence those changes? Who am I? I was the first child of parents who dreamed of a united and big family. And I got used to having more things than I needed. My way of answering them was to be the best in everything. I started looking for more independence. Writing allowed me to invent that place. One day, I decided to look further. I realized that there were many things I didn't know, like how to play guitar. Until one morning, I had a lucky accident. I met Beatrice. She was the first to see the things I had written. Beatrice showed it to Jack. Jack could not stop reading. Jack showed it to Celine. Celine was touched. She showed it to Professor Pingot. Professor Pingot didn't think the text was mine. He showed it to Mr. Connor. Mr. Connor owned a major publisher. And in that moment, everything started.
I wanted to tell you that the first edition is running out, and we're printing the second, and you're still in the ranking.
Yes? Good afternoon? Who are you?
Who am I? I grew up with my grandparents. I had a very happy childhood. That faded away little by little. First my grandfather, then it was my grandmother, the chicken, the plant, and the dog's sight. The city seemed like a perfect place to start growing. It seemed. Things went well in Mr. Yusuf's greengrocer, until the very greedy could not bear I got hungry. By chance, I made a great hairdresser. The actresses of the next door theater went in the afternoons to ask for hair for their wigs. I would put it in a bag and take it to them. It was several months until one day the main actress didn't make it to the final rehearsal. And I knew her text by heart. Stranger. Just thinking about it makes me want to tear myself to shreds. Then, the first text did not take long to prove me. And then the first payments to act. And the first investment, a bicycle. In the mornings, I use it to go to the theater school. And in the afternoons, I work delivering orders. Sir, I'm from Click Offices, home delivery.
Well, come in. Don't just stay there.
Don't worry, sir. You just have to sign the receipt.
Mm. Come in. I'm not used to signing standing up. It does not say what the box contains. Do you know?
I can tell you never received a delivery. I have no idea. So many books. Are you a writer?
I've written something here and there.
Are you famous?
What is fame to you?
It seems to me something like the reverse of oblivion.
I once heard a writer say that fame is a spot on the tip of your nose. Everyone sees it, except you. I think you realize that you care when you look in the newspapers and you don't appear. When you go out to the streets and nobody greets you. I'm going to make coffee. Do you want one?
I don't know if that would be correct.
It will only be 5 incorrect minutes.
Okay.
And tell me, what do you do?
Half the time, I am a delivery girl. And the other half, I am an actress. And in 2 weeks, we premiere a play. And for the first time, I have the leading role.
That's great.
Yes! Everything has been like a dream. I still can't believe it. And you? What are you working on now?
In a kind of crisis, I would say. Things do not come to me. It's as if everything changed very suddenly. In a moment, I was so high that it changed my point of view. And it happens that sometimes inspiration suffers from vertigo in heights. And she leaves without giving any explanation. And you stay blank. Time passed by, and my editor asked for explanations that I couldn't even give myself. Maybe everything was a sum of fortunate events. Maybe it was just being at the right time in the right place. Worst of all is that maybe I never even had any talent.
I have a confession to make. I know very well who you are. You probably don't even imagine, but your book was my only company for a long time. I read it many times. It was a great friend in difficult times. When I went to work at the delivery company, I fantasized about the idea that one day it would be my turn to deliver you something, and I could meet you in person. Sometimes you have to help luck a little bit. I also wanted you to know that the text of the play I told you about is mine, and it's inspired by your book. I hope you don't mind.
No. No. I of course not.
I had to tell you what your book means to me. Well, I have to go. I won't take up more of your time. Thanks for the conversation and coffee.
You're welcome. It was very nice. I would love to see you. Go see you. To the premiere of your play.
Of course. You have to see it. I'll send you an invitation.
Hey! There's nothing in the box!
Are you sure? Look again. Maybe this time you'll have luck.
Once upon a time there was a very lazy man in a village. He would keep trying to get food without doing any hard work. One morning, while wandering around the countryside, he decided to steal some apples to eat. As soon as he tried to pick an apple, a farmer saw him and started coming at him. The lazy man got scared and ran into the forest nearby to hide. While walking through the forest, he saw an old wolf with only 2 legs. The man wondered how that wolf was surviving with only 2 legs. The wolf could not run or feed himself, and there were threats from other animals. But he was happily crawling around. Suddenly he saw a lion coming towards the wolf with a piece of meat in its mouth. The lazy man climbed up the tree to save himself, but the wolf stayed because he could not run away. But the man's eyes were on stalks as he saw the lion left the piece of meat for the wolf to eat. The lazy man felt happy seeing God's play. He started to think that God always has a plan set to take care of his creations. Then he believed that God must have something planned for him too. So he left to find a place to sit and wait for someone to feed him. He waited. He waited. He waited there for 2 days without any food. Finally, he couldn't bear the hunger and left. He met an old sage on the way. He told everything to the sage and asked, "O wise one, God showed mercy to the crippled wolf, but why didn't he show mercy to me?" The old sage answered, "It's true that God has a plan for everyone. You are obviously a part of his plan. But son, you took his signs in the wrong way. He didn't want you to be like the wolf. He wanted you to be like the lion." Sometimes in life we can misread God's signs for us and take them in a wrong way. But don't despair. Maybe contemplate about your life so far and think about what God's signs you have possibly misread in your life. I hope this story could shine a light on the more happier and more successful path that you can take in life. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.